Today, no rotorhead will take individual credit for saving thousands of lives on the battlefield, even though they often did so. As warrant officers, our social status was somewhere between that of the commissioned officers who owned the Army and the high-ranking non-commissioned officers who ran it. We were aviation specialists who had contempt for everyone outside the aviation family. Most of us sported a strictly against Army regulation mustache, and our don't-give-a-crap attitude kept us in hot water with other non-rated military officers. The cost of the Vietnam War was very high. Out of the 2,594,000 persons who served in South Vietnam, 58,169 died. Helicopter air crews bore a disproportionately heavy burden. For all military occupation specialties, including helicopter air crews, the kill ratio was 1 to 45. For helicopter pilots in Vietnam, the ratio was an alarming 1 to 18. By the end of the war, 2,197 helicopter pilots out of approximately 40,000 either died or were listed as missing in action. Another 2,274 crew chiefs and gunners died alongside the pilots. At the height of the war, many individual rotary wing classes suffered even heavier losses than that of the average helicopter crew. I graduated 16th of 286 men in Warrant Officer Rotary Wing Aviation Class of 67-5. In the 12 months after we received our Army Aviator Wings at Fort Rucker, Alabama, 1 out of every 13 of us died in South Vietnam. Of those who died, the average time in country was 165 days, and the average age was 23.11 years. Statistical data provided by Vietnam Helicopter Pilots Association, made possible only through the individual efforts of Gary Roush and the other members of the database committee, as listed in the 2004 membership directory. 1. The An Lo Valley Incident. Tonight, this 19-year-old will most likely leave us. His wounds are massive. Like others before him, he thrashes about on the hard aluminum floor, bathed in blood and suffering. Repeatedly, he calls for his mother, not his God. At great risk to ourselves, we will push our flying abilities and this helicopter to the brink of disaster, trying to save him. Although cloaked in darkness, we must fly hard and low, cutting every corner. In spite of all my efforts, he will likely make the transition from life to death. His soul will depart, and his earthly body will finally lie in peace, without pain. September 5, 1967. At 0430 hours, the company night clerk awakens me and advises me that Major Eugene Bayer, A Company's commanding officer, has picked me to volunteer for an emergency night resupply mission. Eugene Bayer was later promoted to a colonel. He is now retired and lives in Texas. Not fully awake, I plant my feet over the side of my cot and push the mosquito netting aside while attempting to comprehend the rapid briefing being given by the clerk. I "Roger," as though I actually understand all he has said, then reach across the wooden pallets covering the dirt floor between my bunk and that of Warrant Officer James Arthur Johansson. Shaking him awake, I ask him to go with me. Though more asleep than awake, he agrees. The request for a night emergency resupply has come through normal channels. Although ammo and water are the only two things going in, experienced pilots know that often other things are more pressing. Infantry officers only call for night helicopter resupply in desperate situations. Ammo for the living going in, the dead and badly wounded coming out. Being quiet so as not to wake the other pilots, I put on my Army fatigues and jungle boots. Neither Johansson nor I utter a word. Grabbing my flight bag, my helmet, and my chest protector, I head in the general direction of the mess tent. These protective vests resembled those worn by the gladiators of ancient Rome. They were constructed of layered porcelain and covered by cloth, designed to stop a bullet of .30 caliber or less in size. We always reminded ourselves that the lowest bidder manufactured it. They were often referred to as chicken protectors. Once outside our GP medium tent, home for about 20 warrant officers, I find this night to be normal for Vietnam. Humid and coal black. Fumbling through my flight bag, I finally locate my red lens flashlight to light the way. As I walk,